Welcome to today's workplace series, and we're talking about curiosity. Well, we all know what curiosity is, and it sounds really simple. And yet, the higher that we climb in an organization, in our careers, the more likely we are to just let it slip through our fingers. We stop questioning, stop exploring. Instead, we can chase the quick, fast, easy answer. We can rely too much on gut instinct or lean too heavily on our past experience. Why? Because in many environments, particularly in leadership roles, and particularly when you get to a senior leadership role, we've been conditioned to believe that we're supposed to have all the answers, and that certainty equals competence. And so saying, I don't know, or I don't understand, it just feels like weakness. But in a world that's constantly shifting, the leaders who thrive aren't the ones with all the answers. They're the ones who are asking better, deeper, more thoughtful questions. So there's a myth of certainty, and we often fall into that leadership trap of thinking that we must always know, and that to lead well, we need to know more than everybody else in the room. And sure, we want to be led by people who give us confidence, but that doesn't mean that we have to have all the answers to everything. And that belief, while it's comforting, can lead you into a trap. As the COO of LinkedIn, Dan Shapiro, once said, and I'm quoting, "I don't know where curiosity comes from, but if you could bottle it, I'd buy it. It is so valuable when things are changing so quickly to have people on your team who are trying every day to better understand the world around them." End of quote. In today's complex environment, curiosity is far more valuable than certainty because it keeps you learning, adapting, and connected. And it's not just a soft skill, which I often think is such a misnomer. It's a strategic advantage. It matters. So let's break down why it matters. Why is it that curiosity is so important for leaders? Firstly, it elevates self-awareness. Research shows that only about 15% of us are truly self-aware. And that means most of us are navigating the workplace unaware of ourselves, how we show up, and unaware of how we come across and what drives our decisions. What curiosity does is it helps you dig into your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors. It's the first step towards deeper self-awareness and therefore emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence, well, you need that if you want to be a better leader. Number 2, it strengthens relationships. When you show genuine curiosity about your team's perspectives, it builds trust. People feel seen, valued, heard. And when people feel valued, they're more likely to contribute ideas, take risks, and grow in their learning, their development, and the contribution they make to the team. 3, curiosity rewires your brain. Yes, literally. When you try something new or learn something unexpected, your brain lights up. You're building new neural pathways. That's just like giving your brain a workout. It's taking your brain to the gym. Research shows that people who are curious learn faster, they retain more, and curious leaders develop stronger leadership skills and stronger teams. Number 4, curiosity, and this will not surprise you, fuels innovation, adaptability. Professor Barbara Jocelyn reminds us that humanity's greatest achievements rely on creativity, imagination, empathy, and yes, curiosity. Curious leaders, they challenge assumptions, expectations. They spot early on emerging trends. They can see what other people are stepping over. And because of all of that, they adapt faster and help their teams do the same. Number 5. This won't surprise you. Curiosity improves decision making because when you're curious, you're more likely to pause, reflect, seek different perspectives. It can balance out overconfidence. It can open the door to better choices because instead of reacting, you can respond with wisdom and deep, thoughtful intention. So, how do you bring more curiosity into your leadership? What does that look like for you? I'm going to share 5 practical tips. 5 practical things that you can do every single day just to bring a little bit more curiosity into your leadership. Firstly, model inquisitiveness. Don't be afraid to ask questions or to say, hey, I don't know. I need to understand this more deeply. Seek feedback. Show your team that learning is a lifelong skill, not just some sort of checkbox that you're working through. 2, encourage exploration. Give your team room to grow. Let them work on cross-functional projects, take on stretch assignments, or explore different and new areas of the business. You want to encourage your team to continue to learn. And that leads into point number 3. You want to emphasize learning, not just focusing on outcomes. And look, sure, results absolutely matter, but so does development. So set goals around learning, not just performance targets. And then what you want to do is celebrate that progress along the way, both in terms of outcomes, but also in terms of the progress that you are making both individually and collectively. Number 4, and I speak about this a lot, foster psychological safety. People won't take risks. They're not going to speak up if they're afraid of being shut down. So create that culture where curiosity is seen as a good thing, even when it challenges the status quo. Number 5, reward it. When someone on your team asks that insightful question, the unusual question, the question that brings fresh ideas or challenges to the table, that challenges an assumption, recognize it. Reinforce, not by just what you're saying, but by what you do, that curiosity is valued, not punished. Remember, it was the author William Arthur Ward who once said, and I'm quoting, "Curiosity is the wick in the candle of learning." And he was so right. Curiosity isn't just a personal trait, it's a leadership practice, one that can strengthen your impact, can deepen relationships, can fuel innovation, and most importantly, shape wise, powerful decisions. So this week, if you want to be an influential leader, one that leaves their mark in a good way, ask yourself, where are you rushing to answer instead of sitting with the question? Where could just a little bit more curiosity change everything for you? Because in a world that keeps spinning and changing, it's going to be that curious, influential leader who stays ready, who steps ahead, steps up, and stays curious. Have a great week.